I'm Matthew Alvarez here in Las Vegas. We are joined by two Patriot rock stars that are doing great things. No, okay.
I'm just backup dancer over here.
He's deep state marauder. He's not too good at hiding because of his shiny bald head. He's easily to spot on a sunny day.
There you go. Owen Shroyer and Ivan Raiklin.
Mr. Clean the Deep State.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's what it seems like we're all up to at this point. I mean, there's a very real situation we're dealing with. We know at the end we win because of Jesus, but until then, guys, what do we do?
Go. Well, here's the situation. For my entire life, the government has been so corrupt. I don't even know the word. There might not even be a word to use. It's just pure, unadulterated, unchecked corruption. For my whole life. There's a reason why Congress's approval rating is in like the tens, like 15%. There's a reason why the American media's approval rating is completely into the tank.
Those numbers are similar to DeSantis' numbers, right?
Well, you know, he might be in bed with them now. So you continue to see the establishment get less and less popular. The understanding that our government, Washington, D.C., has been corrupt is well known. I mean, you can talk to anybody. The difference now is it's finally coming to our front door. It's finally affecting our bottom line. And people that have any survival instincts left are saying, now wait a second, if I want to have any future for myself or my lineage, my children, then I have to do something about this now. This corruption is out of control. We've got a president in the White House and his whole family that are basically bought and paid for foreign agents. Resident Joe, Chairman Mao Joe. Corrupt as the day is long. We just dealt with Anthony Fauci and his medical tyranny. We know how we're being signed over to the World Economic Forum and the World Health Organization. So, I mean, now's the time. And
if I may, Owen, so there's a great opportunity right now. We've identified the problem, and in my entrepreneurial spirit, I've created a new position, and we have a lot of vacancies, and they're called the Deep State Marauder vacancy position. We're looking for millions of patriots to do the necessary body check against these lawless scumbags throughout the executive, legislative, and judicial branch of the federal government, and then even at the state level, and then down to the DAs even. You have some experience in that.
Well, and I know you know this too because you're like the schematic guy. I would suggest that Americans go back and read the Constitution, because what you'll see is we don't just have a God-given right, a birthright of being free. We actually have a duty. It is very well laid out in the U.S. Constitution that we, the people, have a duty, that when we see corruption in government, we stand up and do something about it. That is our duty in the U.S. Constitution. It's high time we remembered that.
So before, I wasn't a proponent of dictatorship and tyranny, but now that we've seen what happened the last 3 years, and I talked to you about this on your show, that we need to be in the position of creating tyranny for our employees, the government officials. Because once we get to that point, that's when they squirm to a level where they're literally begging, what are my left and right limits, so that they don't stray outside of those bounds. Right now, they're doing everything that they think that no limits. We need to put that constraint back on. The only way we do it is through free speech platforms, educating, training, advising, and equipping patriots to then coalesce to do the body check on these lawless actors.
Oh, and for somebody that is not awake, but they've got a good heart, they go to church, they love God, right? They want freedom. What are the first kind of few things you say to them to help open their eyes? Because there's so much information, right? What's the first kind of intro to what you guys know?
Well, the challenge is that most people, through my experience, are usually going to have to learn for themselves. There's not much that you can show them or say to them that's going to change their mind. They have to get hit with it themselves, right? And so I think the easiest way is to just really what I say is you need to live as the example. You need to live. You need to be a healthy person, an informed person, passionate person. You need to be staunch in your principles and your values. You really need to be the change you want to see in the world. And I think that gives you the social capital. That gives you the social credit that you're trustworthy, you were ahead of the curve, you're healthy.
Moral and ethical high ground.
I mean, think about it with the vaccines. All these people that got the vaccines, they're all getting sick, right? They're all getting sick, they're having the health problems. The people that didn't get the vaccines are not. We're kicking, our immune systems are strong. That's living by example. They're seeing that. Believe me, they're noticing that. And so I think the same thing goes, I mean, look at Donald Trump. How many people that didn't want to support Trump in 2016 are probably now wearing a Trump hat today in 2023. They had to see the corruption. They had to see the deep state come after Donald Trump. So I would say be the example for the people. If you want to try to pepper them with the information you think it might change their mind, that's great. But normally, from my experience, they have to learn it for themselves. They have to get hit with the tyranny for themselves. That's usually the process.
And I'm going to have to peacefully and patriotically agree to the maximum. That's it.
And
It's hard, it's hard to disagree with me. I don't know.
well, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Owen Shroyer and Ivan Raiklin, two Patriot rock stars doing great things for this country.